Welcome to Behind the Scenes, led by Avado Media and your host. I am Behind.
All right, guys, we are back. It is a Saturday here at Amato Painting. I wanted to talk about the S word one more time. So, what is the S word? We're talking about subcontractor. So, uh, you know, for some reason out there, people have a very bad connotation about the word subcontractor. We've talked about it in the past. I've explained it in the past, but I think it's time to bring it up one more time. And I will say, back, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I also had the same idea of the word subcontractor. I would look down on um, companies that use subcontractors because I just was not educated enough to know, first of all, the reason that companies use subcontractors, and there's many reasons, or uh, the benefits of using subcontractors. And I never got really got to know the subcontractors. So I learned a lesson. It's the same as people just being very judgmental without having the facts. So it's super important that we talk about the word subcontractor. So what is a subcontractor? It's just another way that for a company that you pay your workers. A subcontractor is going to get a 1099 at the end of the year. It's a tax form just saying that they're responsible for all their taxes. That's it. An employee is going to get, the tax forms at the end of the year, showing all the taxes that have come out of their paycheck all throughout the year. That is the only difference, and that's simple. I'm simplifying it. That is the only difference for the difference for us between a subcontractor or an employee painter. Now, I do want to say in every one of your lives, every day, you are dealing with a subcontractor somewhere. Whether it's the postal service, the people delivering things to your house, DoorDash, all those drivers are or were subcontractors. Um, a lot of freelancers. If you get any kind of graphic design done, you can have an architect that is a subcontractor, somebody who's doing design for you, design work, consultation work, um, a roof, landscaping, any kind of trade. A subcontractor is super beneficial, especially in today's time. The labor pool is just not as vast as it used to be. So we've gone at one point, we had only employees. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I was interested in. And let me tell you, there are really great employees, but there are some really bad employees, and it's hard to patrol. So we had made a conscious decision to go the other route. We wanted to find professional companies, and there's many out there who all they're interested in is doing the work. They don't want to do the estimates. They don't want to do the paperwork. They're not interested in dealing with anything customer wise except for on the job site. That's what they're really, really good at. And they're not really good at the other stuff. And that's where we come in. So we're really good at the other stuff. We're good at marketing. We're good at customer service. We do our best at everything else. And we hire are people to take care of these jobs. Are they an employee? Are they a 1099? You should not know any different. And just by asking them, are you a subcontractor? And they say yes. And then you think, oh my God, I don't want a subcontractor here is just a little crazy, really. If you look back at a lot of our work, we've won a lot of awards. We won a top job award for one of the best commercial painting projects in Pennsylvania. That was a subcontractor. My son is works here on a freelance basis. He's a subcontractor. It's just another way to pay somebody. And those subcontractors are really good people who value their worth. So as an employee, they're relegated to making a certain amount. I mean, it does cap out at some place, but as a subcontractor, if you can produce quality, high quality work at a rapid pace and deliver a lot of it, you can make a lot of money. That's why people become subcontractors. They want to control their own work. They don't want to have me looking over their shoulder, micromanaging their paint job. And that's not what we need to do. Yes, we do have a project manager who goes out and kind of just supports them, says hello, but his job is not to micromanage the painters. And if he is having to do that, then we've hired the wrong painter or the wrong painting company. So um, I work with a lot of painting companies across the United States. They all have different models. There could be ones with all subcontractors, and I'm sure you know who those companies are. You have ones who have all employees. You have ones who maybe are hybrid. They have some employees, they have some contractors. It's a mixture. Uh, to each their own. Each works differently for each specific company. There's not a model that you can look to that says, subcontractor, that's how we want to do it. Awesome. Now, if you look at the general contractors in our area who are building all these huge hospitals and any kind of businesses and offices, that's all they use is subcontractors. So it can be done. It is successful. You don't look at a contractor in this area and say, "Oh, I don't want subcontractors on my job." There would be no contractors, no general contractors, large general contractors. Um, it's not possible. It's not feasible. Your expenses would go through the roof to do a project if it was all employees. And I'm simplifying, so I know there's differences here and there. Um, remember, there are really good subcontractors. There are really bad subcontractors. There are really good employees. There are some really bad employees. Just like in life, there's some really good people and there's some really bad people. That's what it's about. We take our time, we work as hard as we can recruiting to make sure that we can be assured as best as we can that the people that we put on your project are qualified, competent, and are going to deliver a great product. Does it happen all the time? No. Doesn't happen all the time with employees. If you go run down any other company's reviews, you're going to see bad reviews from every company, every painting company, every contractor, electrician, restaurant. You're going to have bad experiences. It's what happens after that. Who takes care of it? We got to make sure it's taken care of. That's where we own the project. So only really kind of putting somebody in a corner saying you're a subcontractor, you're no good. That's really a bad way to look at things. I mean, you can't judge somebody that way. You can't judge somebody who shows up at your house the first day in any trade or any restaurant. And it's like going to a restaurant, you order your drinks, and the waiter comes over and spills them on you. That doesn't necessarily mean that your whole experience is going to be horrible. It means that they made a mistake, and I'm sure they're going to make good for it. But um, those again, that's another trade, restaurants, clubs, things like that. Most of the people are subcontractors. Not all, so you can correct me, but it's not. I'm not saying my statements are not all encompassing. There are differences, but I just want to let you know that you're running across subcontractors every day. That's what makes a lot of work get done. If we had to rely on employees, we would never be able to deliver all the work that we have to because they're just not available. It takes a lot of training. So just think, you hire a painter for 20 $25 an hour, that's what you're going to get for a really qualified painter at least. And you also have to train them on your processes. What do we do? Here's some new products. that training costs money. So if you put all this training into an employee and they leave, you're doing it again and you're doing it again. And all that does is keeps raising up the costs, the overhead. As overhead goes up, the cost of your job is going to go up. So if you complain now that prices are too high and you're forcing companies to use employees, well, employees have to have um, obviously we have to have liability insurance, so does a subcontractor. Employees have to have workman's compensation, which if you're in a painting industry, the rate for workman's compensation is high. We do dangerous work sometimes, and we want to make sure our people are taken care of, and you need workman's compensation. If you're using a subcontractor and they're sole proprietor and they work alone, they do not need workman's compensation. So that's a huge savings right there. There's savings on payroll taxes on our end. There's savings on continual training. I mean, we're hiring professional companies who still will do things our way, but they know how to properly deliver a project. So, we had an issue this week with I'm not really sure how. We don't really hide that we use subcontractors, and we do have some employees, but the majority of our workers are subcontractors. Even in the office, we've had freelance project managers. You name it. A lot of our web design is freelance. Everything that we do, I mean, they're all other contractors. They're not our employees. My accountant is not my employee. Um, that's just doesn't work that way. So I'm not sure why it's an issue with the painters being subcontractors. Anyway, we had an issue this week with a customer who, for some reason, is just stuck on. They don't want subcontractors in their house. They want, the model employees. That's who should be here. That's what was sold. That's not true. I would never ever go to a job and say that we have all employees and then send you a subcontractor. I'm not going out promoting, hey, we have subcontractors that are going to be out here this time. But if you ask me, I would really tell you why. We went the other way. We had all employees and it just didn't work for us, for our company to be productive and deliver you a great project. We found that the subcontractor model works a lot better. And these are our guys and girls. They work with us all the time, but they do have the luxury of going other places to do work, and that's a great thing because our business is seasonal, meaning we're super busy in the summer, but when fall and winter hits, we're not bound to try to keep a subcontractor working because they can bring in their own work and keep themselves busy. So it's a win-win for everybody. So that's my little rant today. It's just really educating the customer if they ask you, not making it seem like it's a horrible thing. Like if they ask you if there's a subcontractor here, and you, as soon as you hesitate and are not completely honest with them, and just tell them the last sentence or two I just said, you're going to have an issue because it seems like you're hiding something. There's nothing to be hidden. Again, I'll say it again. Yes, we use subcontractors. But the reason we use subcontractors is because we've tried it the other way. It just didn't work. Our work is so seasonal. We just couldn't keep everybody working all the time. So we had a lot of high turnover. People just going to other companies and whoever had the work, training, and all the other things. And we just weren't able to find qualified, experienced painters. So it didn't work for us. When we went to using subcontractors, we can hire professional companies who already know what they're doing. It doesn't matter when things get slow because they can go do their own work. But these are our guys and girls. They work with us all the time. There is no difference in the product that we're about to deliver you. You've hired us. You've hired us for our experience to be able to spend all the money we do on recruiting to find these people. It would be very hard to find an insured quality subcontractor who's advertising, who can back up your project, who's fully insured. If something happens, they're still here for you. It's hard to find that. You may find it, You also may find somebody really bad. We take all that away. Just like a general contractor building an office building down here in downtown Easton, they vet all the subcontractors that they hire and take away a lot of that risk from the owner of the building. So they handle everything. Doesn't matter. The owner doesn't have to go find a painter, an electrician, a carpenter, a concrete guy. The general contractor takes care of that, and he hires other qualified businesses to do it. That's what we do. All right, guys. We will see you next time. We have a lot of cool things coming up, and have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you soon. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to my podcast. If you're looking for social media content for your contracting business, painting contractors, carpenters, electricians, any type of contractor, please check us out on Instagram at Amato Media or check us out on LinkedIn. We can definitely help you all out. So have a great day.